Hi, and welcome to another episode of Baranov TV, designed to demystify the world of accounts and tax and to help your business grow. Now, today I wanted to talk about something that we haven't really touched on in the past, but it's been quite a major topic of conversation within the marketing world for some years, and that's about customer journey. It sounds as if it might be quite complicated, but it's actually really quite straightforward. It's essentially working out for each type of customer that you may have what touch points they have with you and the various stages that they go through, from first coming across you to completing a sale and disappearing off into the sunset potentially. So it's looking at each of those stages and the process that they follow, and then reviewing that process and seeing how you can tweak it, how you might be able to improve it, and then making those modifications. So people can come to you, or to most people, either through a call, an advert, a website, social media, lots and lots of different ways. So what you'd want to do is actually start to document those different ways, and then where do they go and how does that work? It could be that there's a different journey for different types of customers. So for us, we would have a slightly different journey for people who are coming to us for outsourced FD than we would if they were just coming to us for accounts at the end of the year. Again, it would be different again if someone was coming to us and was interested in monthly management accounts or quarterly management accounts. So it's looking at the different threads and services and products that you have, and then working out the best way to take people through. Once you have worked out what those points are, you can start to think about who they speak to at each point, what confirmations they receive, what emails they get, the contents of those emails, the impression that you're giving at each point. And obviously the key to this is looking at it from a customer's perspective. What would they expect? And when you're doing this, part of what you want to do is actually look at what your competition might be doing and get onto their customer journey and see if you can work out pros and cons of what they're doing and things that you might want to modify. You can work out how to differentiate yourself is the key thing, obviously. Once the initial sale is completed, you want to look at things, I would imagine, like retention. So what can you do if you've got a repeating product, or if you're selling a product, to ensure that that customer comes back to you again if the need should arise. So a lot of people tend to focus purely on potential customers, and then once the sale's done, they kind of think, right, I've ticked the box with you, I'm going to move back and concentrate on the next person coming through. But what you might find is really beneficial is to actually maintain some sort of conversation with those people that have already sold, or that you've already sold to, and make sure that you stay top of mind with them. Because if there is a chance that they are either going to want your services or your products again, or they're likely to be speaking to people who might do, then you want to stay in their heads. And that could be as easy as just an email sequence, so that they get regular touch points just to remind them that you exist, because that is your job, to make sure that they remember you, rather than their job to remember you that way round. So that can be a really straightforward way to do it, is an email sequence. The easiest way to map your customer journey is, and I had my very important tool here earlier, is this: a set of post-its and a big blank wall. And then just start to work them out and just end up with different journeys across the wall. Once you've documented them, then use your iPhone or whatever smartphone you have, and take a photo of it. You can then print that photo. It's a really easy way of getting it onto a piece of A4 or larger, so that you can see it and then you can work on it. The easiest way to monitor your customer journey, once you've got it and refined it and designed it the way you want it to be, is to use something like Trello potentially. There is a free option of Trello, and it essentially just looks on your screen like the whole series of the old T cards that you used to get. Obviously you can use T cards, but the Trello version, you just move a customer from each stage and they just progress through your pipeline, and obviously however long you want to extend that by. If you want something a little bit more advanced, I would recommend something called Pipedrive, which is a piece of software which is far more visual and enables you to monitor a much bigger pipeline, a much fuller pipeline in a very visual way. So Pipedrive might be worth having a look at as well. If you haven't looked at your customer journey before, then I would strongly recommend spending some time on it over the next couple of weeks and just giving that some real thought. If it's something that you've done before, it might be worth revisiting, because things do change. Your products change, your business changes. You might want to just add an extra few emails onto the end of the sequence if everything else is in place, just to talk about what's changed since that customer last dealt with you. We're very good at making sure that new customers know what we do, but not so good at keeping existing customers up to date. So that might just be something worth looking at. So I'll leave you with that thought, and I'll see you all very soon.